Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we're going to have a look at a map that was released in November of last year. It didn't escape my notice, but we didn't have time to review it. It went onto the long list and it's finally getting its time to shine. It is by a creator who's only got 3 items on the workshop and only one of them is a map, which means...
it's my first map.
And it's not bad. Okay, some of you aren't going to want to play this one, but some of you are. Let's give it a quick once over, but before we do that, it's time for that daily reminder. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Estaria by Parranoia. And it's pretty good and mostly vanilla, and that's going to please a few of you. What have we got in the way of start square? Yeah, that's fine. Lots of build space there, and there no grumbles about that. Off to the resources, and the resources are, they're okay, mostly in the south of the map. Nothing in the north, if there's a north and south. And then off to the workshop, which network extensions 2 is the only thing you really need. We'll be using the Clara map theme, the relight film LUT, and then there are some relight and eye candy settings if you want, but not absolutely essential. And we're going to start by, we'll use this introductory bridge here with the rail running across the middle. We're not going to pay this too much attention because the rest of the map is far more interesting than this. It's kind of a fantasy map interspersed with realistic notation, sort of, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I just made those words up. Random combination of letters putting together random combinations of words. Yes, combinations is the word of the day. See if you can use it yourself. Okay, we've got some basic detailing because of course it's all vanilla, and considering vanilla trees and vanilla rocks, that looks pretty good to me. Very slick. All of the intersections on today's map are pretty slick. Now we've got a pillar here. I think a pillar in the middle about there would be better, and actually pillars is something we're going to be looking at today in a fair bit of detail, because there are moments where pillars aren't good, or probably would be good if they were there but they're not there. Well, it makes sense. This little stretch here, we're elevated with the suspension bridge. I would prefer that to be either grounded or just standard elevation. And then once we get to the water, the suspension bridge now pops by having just the suspension on that one section alone and not everywhere on the map. Around here we got a slick intersection. Again, intersections are all very slick, very, very slick. I'll pull up and have a little bit of look-see at that one. Very neat and very tidy and very clean. Very clean, that's the word I'm looking for. And probably could do with a pillar in the middle there between the two highways, not in the middle of the highway because that would be silly. And then we'll come and have a look at a couple more perfect bridges. Again, perfect vanilla bridges. Suspensions across to here, staying elevated again, and suspensions across there as well. Now we're going to see a very busy intersection, Lots of stuff going on here. Question is all of this really needed? Well, no, but it's splendid. It's splendid. And it's away from the middle of the map, so it's not taking up essential build space. We've got a couple of pillars really close to each other right here. And then nothing. And nothing, and nothing, and nothing, and nothing, and nothing, until you get all the way across all the highways, and then you've got a pillar there. I think we could do with a pillar or two in the middle somewhere. Well, street lamp clipping, you probably spotted that as well. Let's do a little bit of move it. To grab the pillar, we'll move it across to the middle-ish about here. And yeah, it's all right-ish. Oh, I've just dragged it to the middle of the highway. We'll worry about that in a second. Anyway, so yeah, that would be better. Also, one in the middle here between these two highways would be good. Need a pillar. Shall we? We'll move that one in a minute. How about we grab that one over there and do a copy of it? Copied. Thank you. So we'll have that. Yeah, we'll put that one there. Come on. Right. Oh dear. I'm struggling today. It's all basic stuff. I'll tell you now, around here, we'll pop one in the middle here. And that's where we'll pop it. That way round. And then we'll grab that one and we'll just drag that one back to where it was. Oh, come on. What is it with me today? I am absolutely cack-handed. And somewhere around about there. So yes, a couple of the extra pillars there. That looks and makes a bit more structural sense to me if we were actually reaching the highways. Oh, I wish I hadn't started now. Anyway, there we are. That looks a bit better. Yeah, we do have the clipping street lamps, so that's something to just point out. A bit of glitching of the grass through the highway there. Bit of glitching of grass through the highway there. And another pillar that is just a little bit awkward. Move it across a bit. It might actually not be under the highway there. Look, even there, I'm just failing everywhere today. Absolutely failing everywhere. Is that better? That's about right. Anyway, it's not in the highway anymore. I'll take it. Anyway, what we have here are 3 highways that cut across this part of the map. Do we need 3 of them? Do we really need 3 of them? I'm not entirely sure we do. Because look, they all come back to the same spot over there. So we've got this one. Yeah, I'm okay with that one. Then you've got the other 2, which are a bit of a loop round to each other as well. This one I'm okay with because we have got some build plane over here to access. That kind of makes a bit of sense to me. The other one, I think it's just a bit superfluous, really. Do we really? Oh, it's nicely done. It's very nicely done. But do we really need all 3 of them? I don't know. Anyways, we have tunnel coming through the mountains here. We all come across and we join up with this intersection here. Reminds me of that, those string puzzles. They're all tied up and you just got to pull one end and pull the other end and try and untie them. It reminds me of one of those. I don't know why. It just does. Sort of thing you get in a Christmas cracker, Anyway, Christmas cracker intersection aside, across the river here via another suspension bridge and another slick little intersection here with lovely little loops of boots and very tidy and very clean again. Just a little bit hint of streetlight clipping all over. It's all pillars and little bits of streetlight clipping with this in terms of the detailing issues. Coming around here to the Start Square intersection. Finally, we have reached the Start Square intersection. And again, very slick, very tidy, very clean, and I like it. Again, all very good. If we come down there, we've got one little thing though. Got a little spiky thing. If you were parachuting, you wouldn't want to land on that now. That would be somewhat painful. I don't know if it's just a glitch within my game. I hope not. Because then I'm misleading you, but I can only show you what loads up once I'm playing myself. Now we've got traffic lights, which is going to slow down traffic entering the Start Square. And then over here we've got one of these. It's the asset of the day. It's the Tour Fontainebleau du Neuilly-sur-Marne. Marne, yeah. France RICO. By Alexgazz. Alexgazz, why do you do this to me? French is supposed to be one of my stronger languages. Tour Fontainebleau de Neuilly-sur-Marne, France RICO. I'm going with that. It's probably still wrong. Factoids. Because factoids. We've got Rasputin's penis. There we are. It was cut off when he was killed and was preserved in a case made specifically for it. The case measured 15 centimetres by 45 centimetres, which is 6 inches by 18 inches. That's quite a chunky case, that. quite chunky. Anyway, that was the asset of the day. I'm not going to repeat it again, but thank you, Alexgazz, for giving me something in French that I just couldn't get my tongue around. Okay, down here to the next, another stacking intersection. Beautiful work. A lovely little bit of water detailing on this one as well. Very clean, very neat, very tidy. Look at the stacking on that. 4 tiers, lovely stuff. There's going to be problems somewhere. Like, there's a tree over there. Let's go and have a look at the tree. Round here. There you go, one tree. And yeah, always, never always with the trees, you know. Shall we go straight on or shall we go right? Going right. Going right. It just feels slicker. We've already seen suspension bridges. We'll come the slick route instead. And this is all good as well. All very nice. All very nice. There's something aesthetically very pleasing about this map, like this river here. You're not going to be doing much river building on the side of this, but it's just really aesthetically very lovely. Let's go and have a look at the rail. I know we've been here before. But we were looking at the roads that time, and we were talking about intersections and things. We're going to have a look at the rail, and the rail is clean and tidy. We can come down through the middle of this intersection, and we didn't go this route before, so this is new. And we're going down the slope, and it looks gentle enough to me, especially for a fantasy map. So we'll let that one go. It's all good. We've got fields on the right, forests on the left, hills and mountains in the distance, and a tunnel. Well, first of all, we dip down to the tunnel, and we don't want to be dipping down to the tunnel. We want that to be a gentle decline. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of move it work again. And again, this is all rushed. If this was going to be me putting this into my map, I'd spend a lot more time. In fact, I'd probably use one of the many mods that are now enabling us to do these slopes. The smooth slope tool, I think it's called, isn't it? Is it Electrics made it? I don't know. But yeah, there's a smooth slope tool, and that would be pretty slick as well. But anyway, now the train following along here has got a nice gentle we're still dropping away a little bit into the tunnel, but you know what I mean? It's a lot better than it was. And it emerges here. Now, why have we gone underground? There has to be a reason. I see other rail lines. There you go. We have an underground junction, which is tidy. Tidy. I'm going with the word tidy. This obviously just splits into 2 directions. Yes, good. And we'll carry along, left or right. I think we'll go right. Go right? Shall we go left? We'll go right. And then we switch around, we follow the highway along here, all good and tidy, and this is going to take us into the start square, which means it's going to be time for that intermission.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
Okay, let's have a look at the shipping routes. We have this shipping route here, which goes up the river. You can see we've got air routes as well. The shipping route goes through the middle of this bridge. Perfectly okay. Is the bridge high enough? Possibly not. Maybe I have to check that in a minute. And then the shipping route comes up and it splits with a lovely curve. I'm okay with all these curves. Very nice. And this bridge here almost certainly is not high enough. Almost definitely, without question. Let's just check that freighter. The freighter, yeah. The freighter doesn't make it. There's no way anything else is going to make it. We have water flow. We have good strong water flow coming down the rivers. It's a fantasy river system and it is strong. It's good and strong. I do like the good and strong about it. And it just flushes straight past the start square. Very happy with that. And a little bit of a sharp with the water flow there. So what do we think? Lots of different locations, like the farmland here. Okay, the hedgerows, I don't really buy into these hedgerows. It's just a hint of hedgerows, I guess. Prop line tool, plopped it out. It's almost a bit lazy. That said, it does the job, doesn't it? The vanilla forests are very good, considering we're talking vanilla forests. there's enough variation and clumping that makes sense, and slightly different use of trees for the detailing. I think it works really nicely, very nicely indeed. What else have we got? We've seen the start square. We've got some, I don't know if this is ore or oil, I can't remember which way around it was, but obviously some resources going on here with all the rocks. Because of the rocks, I'm thinking that must be ore, probably. And then over here we've got the hills and the mountains. I think it's good work. It's good basic shape. Almost ornament. These are ornamental mountains, I feel, actually. Speaking of which, up here we've got the fantasy water flow as well. So yes, ornamental mountains is the word I'm going to use. I might use that again in the future. Tidy there. We've also got over this side of the map a big old lake up here. Big old lake, which is what's supplying an awful lot of water to what is actually a very pretty waterfall. We'll come up here. I think that is one of the most aesthetically pleasing waterfalls I've seen in a while. Yes, an implausible lake and being supplied by in the fog, so implausible water sources, but it's all tidy and clean and quite pretty considering. And because it's fantasy-ish, fantasy-esque, I'm happy to let all of that go. Now, I'm going to say my main concern is possibly about traffic flow. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highway entrances. This one here is the only one that doesn't go through the start square though, right there. All of the others will send at least 40% of their traffic through the start square. So if you're going from either of these points here, it'll just go through there and take that route down through. It won't take the shortcut that way, it will go the other route. So I would say 33% of all traffic is going to be going, or thereabouts 83%, it's going to be coming through this start square location, although it doesn't look too heavy at the moment. There is a comment in the comments on the workshop that suggests that they have got traffic issues, so it's just something to bear in mind, that despite having all these highways, it's possibly not the most efficient of layouts. Oh look! Sorry, I got so entrenched into it's the Essential Lighthouse. I'm not sure, is that a green one? I can't quite make out with this Latin theme combo. Anyway, what do you think of this map? What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. And you know what? I would love to see this as one of the top 10 maps of the month. I think it's got something about it. And remember, apart from network extensions, it's vanilla. Aesthetically, I like it. I think it pops. I think it's memorable. And given that it's pretty much entirely vanilla, yes, the theme and LUT, but it's pretty much vanilla, I think it's really good. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Detailing, on the whole, pretty good, but I think there's a little bit too much with it that needs tidying up to deserve a 4th star. I'm going to hold it back on that. I'm going to give it high 3, with just a few fixes to be made. Gameplay potential, yeah, very playable. Potential for traffic flow issues, and I think the highway layout is going to hold the map back a little bit. You might want to destroy 1 or 2 bits of highway or put in extra bits of highway. But anyway, all said, 4 stars for gameplay, and I do like it enough to give it the BonBonB seal of approval, based on the fact that most vanilla players will be wanting to play this one. If it didn't have network extensions too, then that would definitely be a shining seal of approval. It's just a nod of a seal of approval. I think you're going to be okay with it. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. There's an old map on the screen now that has only just had the vote put on it. Go and have a little vote on that one if you've got nothing better to do. And I'll see you tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. Thanks for watching.